What's going on, guys? My name is James Collects, and if you're finding me for the first time, I'm both a nerdy collector and an eBay reseller. This video is going to be a roundup to all the bits I picked up on a particular Sunday car boot. Obviously, there was no video yesterday because there was no Saturday car boot. As I said in the video before, it was going to be fairly unlikely because of the weather. Yeah, it just didn't happen. As it stands, the weather's quite nice. It's only 10:15 Sunday, so I could have gone to a second one, but I thought I'd spend the afternoon with the wife instead. So, Sunday car boot, it weren't that bad. There was no filming whatsoever. I've bought the new mount that George Ross said that he uses. It's like a Chinese puzzle, man. I'm going to try and find an image of what I've actually bought and try and put it together, because it looks really, really complicated. I'm hoping that once that's done, we can start filming. Right, so what happened? We missed out on a few bits. I missed out on a Game Boy Color, the grape version, and a boxed Donkey Kong on the Game Boy Color. £4 for the pair. That was annoying. Ended up picking Mario Kart DS and something else, Bakugan, I think, for £1 each. But the two people who picked up those two items, they weren't retro games or resellers. I think it was just literally this woman and her daughter, and it was obviously something that the woman had when she was younger, and thought, oh yeah, I'll give that a go. So, which is quite nice. There was a box of Game Boy games which Mo just missed out on. From what I've heard, Mo had the box in his hands, and then this gentleman, I'm going to say gentleman, but he's really not, then said, they're mine, I claimed them. So from what I can gather, he's one of the ones who goes around the middle of the aisles and like walks along the driver's side and just asks every vehicle that comes in. Not the same guy as before, this is a completely different bloke. The other guy has actually been a lot nicer since. So yeah, I would presume he originally inquired about any games, therefore he thinks he's then entitled to anything that comes out of that car. So I don't know what games there were. Most said that there was at least a Crash game. There was a few other bits. Fairly decent condition. It was okay. The whole box was £10. Now I've only had one run in, and that was today with this gentleman, where there was a box of stuff that came in. I was at the end of the table, and I stood there. A box of stuff came out, and I stood in the same position. And then he bowled over and like bumped me with his gut, and yeah, so I just sort of stood there. I wasn't even looking in the box then. I just sort of thought, you know what, I'm just going to stand here just to be in your way. There was no excuse me or, oh, do you mind? It was just, yeah, this guy's like 6.5 foot, 7 foot tall, and is like twice the width of me. So that was interesting. So we went back to the lady that sold the Game Boy games to this gentleman, and because Mo knew that there was other stuff coming out because of what the lady said beforehand. So I asked, I said, have you got any gaming stuff coming out at all? And there was a couple of Infinity figures and things like that. I said, oh, I've got a Game Boy. Oh, it might be in there. So we got it out. Mo picked it up. Mo ended up buying it for £5, and I've subsequently bought it off of Mo for 15 because he was short of cash, and it's a nice SP and it's in better condition than the one that I've already got. So then this bloke came back and said, excuse me, love, did you find that Game Boy? And it's like, she ignored him, which I completely understand, because I had the feeling that she didn't quite like him, and she apologised to Mo as well for how the guy was acting beforehand. And I think that if she could have took it back and not sold it to him, I think she would have. So she blanked him, honestly, for a good 90 to 120 seconds, to the point where it was getting quite awkward, because he was just repeating himself. Excuse me, love, where's your Game Boy? Where's the Game Boy, love? Where's the Game Boy, love? Oi, excuse me. And it was just getting louder and louder and ruder and ruder. It was, if it wasn't like real life, it would have been quite comical. But the fact that I was just sort of standing there with Mo next to me, like, oh man, this is really strange. This is awkward. Like, what do we do? So yeah, he wasn't particularly impressed that Mo was standing there with the Game Boy in hand. I was half expecting him to try and snatch it out of his hands, but we'd already paid for the Game Boy at that point. So from then, in order to try and wind a bloke up, because I just don't have any time for him now. After essentially bullying a minor. I mean, Mo is only 17. This bloke is, oh God, he's got to be in his 40s. As I say, he's quite tall. He's quite intimidating to look at. So to essentially bully a minor, not a fan of that, to be honest with you. So I hatched a plan with Mo. I said, look, when we're walking around, right, he knows that we bought an SP. We're just going to talk and we're going to say, oh, I can't believe you got that the AGS 101 SP for a £5 and it's absolutely mint. So we did that as we walked past. Annoyingly, we was walking like he was in front of us and we were like overtaking him. So we didn't actually quite get to see what his facial reaction was, but that was fun. I enjoyed that. And he's now going to be on the not even a hit list. It's going to be my goal just to annoy him a little bit every week, because yeah, I really don't like how he spoke to Little Mo, and I know a couple of the other guys who were there as well are not great fans as to how he handled that situation. But yeah, it is what it is. As for what I bought, I'm now going to go to the car. I'm going to go and get it all out. There's not a great deal. I know I've been talking for a good 7 minutes already. So without further ado, I will. I'll catch you guys in a sec. And that is what we bought today. So first thing, actually I'm not going to do first thing because they're all dotted around the place. So I bought a load of Glee CDs. I paid £5 for a lot. They were originally going to be 50 pence each. It would have worked out to be £7. Got a lot for a £5. So I know Glee has been and gone, but for £5 for a lot, I can't really complain too much. I think I bought these the other day. I think that was £2 for Wii Sports, and I got an empty case with it as well, because you always end up finding loose CDs. Then this lot here was £15. I think that box set was a £5, and the rest was supposed to be 50 pence a piece, and then got a couple of quid off of it. I think that was supposed to be a quid, that one. So we've got, it's loads of animated stuff. So I'm just gonna, hang on, if we just move that like that. So we've got Justice League, Secret Origins, Batman, the animated series, The Secrets of the Caped Crusader, The Secrets of the Caped Crusader, Justice on Trial, Starcross the movie, The Last Son of Krypton, Daredevil versus Spider-Man, The Tales of the Dark Knight, Atari Anthology, Justice League, The Brave and the Bold. I'm just going to take that out because I'll go into the stores later. In Television Lives, The History of Video Gaming. And we have Defender. Death Note, 4 discs set of 1 and 2. Spider-Man, the new animated series. The Venom Saga. Batman, Out of the Shadows. Spider-Man, Return of the Green Goblin. Batman, Mystery of the Batwoman, all new feature-length movie. Batman, Gotham Knight. Superman, Little Piece of Home. And then we have The Legend Begins. So yeah, fairly decent bundles to be made out of that one, which I'm quite happy about. Here we have Archer. He's one of the Gorgonites from Small Soldiers. This is just a bubble bath thing. It needs a bit of a clean, but it's probably just going to go in a dishwasher because I'm lazy. This was a whopping £2. This was the first time that I bought today. Yeah, fairly nice condition. It's got a few little marks on it. I'm fairly confident it's going to work because it's nice and clean. This is the DS in question. Sorry, the DS, that's an SP. Yeah, it's fairly clean. There's a few nicks mainly on the back. But yeah, it's in better condition than one I already have, so I can now sell my other blue one. Then this was £1. This is from the lady who had the Game Boy Color and the Donkey Kong game, and Bakugan as well, boxed complete. The game is in here. I did have to give it a wiggle in order to find it, but it is most definitely in here, apart from the ball, which is, yeah, annoying, but that can be bundled with a DS at some stage. What else did we get? I bought these 3 along with that for a tenner, so that would have been a £5, and these were £2 each, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, probably going to end up keeping those 2, because obviously I got that Wii U a few weeks back for an insane price. Super Mario Bros can now be go onto the into the bundles where I've got trays and trays of just Wii games. Then the Super Mario Maker, I've already got a version of this, but it's a smaller version. So yeah, that can now all come out, and I can get the one that I want, which is this one, because I've already got the Amiibo, which I bought separately last year. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. That's probably going to go in the collection, to be honest, because that's quite a nice, half decent box condition as well, actually. And it's got a book in it as well. So that's just cool. This was an absolute dud. I paid £5 for this. It only goes for about £12-13 online, but we do actually play Mario Kart a fair amount, so this is just going to be kept, to be honest. So £5, bit of a dud, not the end of the world. We have some Iron Man film sales, which, as you guys can see, we have in there War Machine and Iron Man in the bottom one, and then the top one is at the expo where Iron Man just lands. So these are film sales from the Iron Man 2 video game release, which is really, really cool for me anyway. I paid £5, going to be keeping it though. We have a sealed copy of Fuel on the Xbox 360. Absolutely no idea what it's worth. I paid £2. I thought it was worth a punt as it is brand new and sealed. There was someone selling a load of Xbox 360 and original Xbox games. Ended up only buying this because the prices were just all over the place. I picked up quite a few, and he wanted like £10. I was like, okay, what's your pricing on that? I know, £2.50 each, maybe £2 each. And then when he said maybe £2 each, I thought, yeah, you know what, I'll just take what I know I can get my money back with. And yeah, limited edition Red Dead Redemption on the Xbox 360, well worth the £2 in my opinion. Then we have this fellow, which is Carboot and Jar Jar Binks, paid £3. From what I was speaking to Rob about, he said, believe it or not, these are quite sought after. Because no one wanted them as a child, they're now relatively hard to get hold of. So £3, fairly happy with that. So that could be good. Then the rest of the stuff, the board games, I paid 50p a piece for. So £3 for a lot. I've got no idea if there's any real money to be made in them, but they're all quite old. So for the sake of 50p each, it's really worth a go. So we have Slippery Snakes, which is an action game, which I presume is just a tweezer and stakes. How simple was that? And I've got to put them back in the box now. We have Hide and Seek. This is from Spears Games. And we have Hands Down. Quick reactions make you the winner. That looks quite good. We've got an upside down version of Hocus Pocus. Looks to be complete in there, so fingers crossed it is. We have the Radio Luxembourg Chartbusters Roadshow. Again, that's potentially quite good, but we don't have a tape player. Obviously, if I can get hold of one, that should make it quite desirable. And then we have Misfits, which is a game full of fun children for all ages and family circle. But it's just stuff. So yeah, there we go. That is it. That is this Carboot done. Not the best, not the worst. It was a happy in between this time. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and I will see you lovely lot in the next video. Good gaming and happy collecting. Peace.